Okay, I don't often do videos. In fact, I've never done one before. So, quick introduction. My name is Callum. This is a nice glass of the Syrah Inycon from, where is it? Sicily, indeed. Very nice wine, very cheap. £4.99 a cup. I highly recommend it. Cheap, cheerful, but not to the point. My laptop, Lenovo, what is it? Oh dear, you can't see it on this, but it's an X240. Nice little tablet. Runs very tablet and runs very well. And at the moment I'm watching Star Trek, but we'll ignore that a little bit for now. But excellent machine. Here is my delightful wallet. You can see the top of the Amex card. I'm obviously not going to show you the rest of that because of certain details, as it were, which are on them. The wallet itself with the, well, you can see for yourself, New Zealand. We've got Britannia on the left, and what is, if I remember my history correctly, Britannia's daughter on the right, or the Maori equivalent at least, the emblem of New Zealand, or Aotearoa, land of the long white cloud. Nice wallet. Small, mobile, very handy. But this is why we're really here. We have a packet of Marlboro cigarettes. The most common cigarette in the world, really, and probably one of the most disgusting, but what can I say? The choices in England aren't much better than the ones which I get back home. Oh god, I miss New Zealand cigarettes. See, I've already smoked a few. Smoking kills. I must point out that is only a half truth. It may well cause emphysema if you smoke long enough, but the rest of them, like lung cancer, for instance, blood disorders, etc., it's been linked but not conclusively proven. That is something I really do wish to stress right now before anyone starts jumping on the smoking is evil bandwagon. It is linked to, ergo it increases your chances of. It will not definitively give you any of these diseases. People have lived into their 80s, their 90s quite happily and never suffered a single problem related to smoking. Or at least one which can be detected, but who knows, they're 80 and 90, they could drop dead of the cold. But now we get on to the raison d'etre, if you will. This is what I've just acquired. This is a Dunhill lighter. I'm afraid I can't quite, actually, the serial number, if the camera would focus, naturally it won't, but I can read it out as ML27784 is the model number. This is the newest in the line of Alfred Dunhill, or just Dunhill, depending on how you want to go about it. I believe it's called Alfred Dunhill, this particular type. They're classic Rollagas lighters, introduced in the 1950s. Simple yet elegant design. This particular one is Chinese black lacquer. Amazingly beautiful. It's polished, or well, not even polished, it's clean. The problem is, if you touch it and you've got so much as a grain of dirt on your hand, you can see the oil marks come off and then you have to clean it again. Instead of the usual instead of the usual silver or silver plate or even palladium plating, this one is solid palladium. It's quite a rare model, relatively speaking. There is the insignia for the Dunhill. On the older models, it would generally be found there, or at the very bottom there is a big D. The one there would be the newer insignia, which is an AD. Looks a lot more fancy in my opinion. I quite like it. It's a shame they've got rid of it, but in the latest model, which is this, completely blank. But yes, we've got solid palladium throughout, although this is very thin. It's not exactly solid, as I said. It's, well, it's hard to describe. It goes about a couple of minutes. How do I describe it? It's thicker than plating, but the main body of the lighter is still a brass body. This is solid palladium, though. You flick it up, you can see where the striker is, the gas valve. If this blasted camera would ever focus, it would help a lot. What else do we need to see here? Yeah, then we've just got the mechanism. And being an excellent lighter, one strike, immediate flame. 2, 3, 4, 5. I would do the 10 strike test, but it's a bit tedious. Either way, one of these lighters, if you take good care of it, maybe service it once every, I think the recommended time between services is about 5 years. It'll act like a Rolex. This is basically the Rolex of lighters, along with Saint Depart. This is just a personal favourite, and I do think they are slightly better. Excellent lighters though, and can easily pass them on as heirlooms. Hell, you go on eBay, you'll see lighters, Dunhill Rollagases from when they originally made, being sold. I mean, they've lost a bit of their value, obviously, through damage and what have you, but they still, generally speaking, work quite well. The only issue which I've ever found with an old one, which I once owned a couple of years back from the 70s, what was it, a 76 one, I believe, nice barleycorn, gold barleycorn plated one, was that the gas valve, which on this model is just in there, was damaged, so it leaked gas pretty quickly. So fill her up, usually lasts, well, depends on how much you smoke or how many times you use it for whatever. It'll last quite a while, relatively speaking, but it would be out within a day or two, which is a shame. The older ones, it's a bit more complicated, but well, yeah, it is complicated. It's a completely different layout, really. But they would have a small wheel there to adjust the size of a flame, just as a normal lighter would have a little dial there. Like here, though, you've got this, since I'm using one hand holding the phone, that little bit there, which you can see, will pop out, and you can turn it. You can see the plus sign just above my nail and the arrow, so turn it like that, flame gets bigger, turn it the other way, flame gets smaller. This is also solid palladium, but, well, yes, it's an excellent lighter. Let's see how it does in combat, as it were. Consider it testing a new bomb. For those military aficionados out there. Hang on, I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. Okay, lighter, cigarette, light. And yes, unlike Zippos, you're not going to get the nasty petrol taste down it, unlike the normal lighters. Well, the normal ones are a lot cheaper to carry around. This is more or less pomp and circumstance and an actual investment. I mean, it's sort of like this watch here. You can see I live for the finer things in life to a degree. An Omega watch. These things, they last a very long time. They are very sturdy, generally speaking, and well, hell, you could pass them on as heirlooms to your children, maybe even grandchildren. I know my granddad has a watch lined up for my dad, and he unfortunately passes, but that is a very old watch. That's from the early 1900s. But yes, that's all for now on those. I've digressed too much, but to sum up, the lighter, it's really is a piece of work. It costs about £500. You can get them cheaper on certain sites, more expensive on certain sites. You can buy them in America for cheaper, of course. Don't buy in Asia, it'll all be fakes. No offence given to the Asians. But yeah, if you buy them in America, you've got to be careful because you might get hit by taxes when it arrives. But you can get relatively new ones off eBay. There's some very nice ones on eBay for a lot smaller prices. Usually, you can go from anywhere from £50 for an old one, which is probably a bit clapped out by that point, and it's more for display purposes. But a brand new one, you can save at least £100 or £200 on it, depending on which one you get. But this one cost about £500 from my local tobacconist, and indeed I made a saving actually. the actual shops, official Dunhill retailer shops, they cost far more. Well, far more. They cost about £100 more. I got this one cheaper, but yes, that is the end, and I hope you've enjoyed my very first video, so I bid you adieu.